Now, you're all here because you must at one time have thought, I want to be a coach, okay? Or maybe even tried. Set up to set yourself up. As I say, this evening is aimed at not your level of experience in NLP, this evening is aimed at those who are about to set up or have just set up or who have set up and it didn't quite go the way you wanted. So, you know, what I think as a coach, what we do is we help people live their dream. You know, our job as a coach is to help people connect with their own natural brilliance. You know, I love that phrase, naturally brilliant, because I believe that every human being is naturally brilliant, and in certain areas, they are totally brilliant. A lot of the people I work with don't realize how brilliant they are. And it's our job as coaches to help people realize and connect with their own natural brilliance. As a coach, therefore, it's your job to demonstrate your natural brilliance and be excellent and to walk your talk. Now, have you ever met anybody in a networking evening who has called themselves a life coach? Yeah? And they've got scuffed shoes, they're unkempt, and they come up to you and you say, what do you do? They go, I'm a life coach. You say, what does that involve? I help people be successful. All right. Now, fair enough. Everybody was getting in to start, but to be the coach, the top coach, you want to start to model what it is that you're going to be coaching. Okay. So, for example, you know, if your speciality is going to be in health and fitness, you want to model health and fitness, because I'm going to talk about this later on about working out what your speciality is. You know, if you're a wealth coach because you want to help people access wealth, you know, it helps if you're solvent. Yeah. So I want you to think now, just for a moment, about your goals for being a coach. Your personal reward. What is your personal reward? Both. It could be financial or emotionally. Actually, emotional. What is it you want if you were a coach? What is your personal gain? If you changed jobs, if you changed careers, okay, what would be your personal gain? If you happen to leave your job today, okay, as I know somebody did, okay, and to start something new, what is your gain from that? You know, it might be, and this could be quite an abstract word: freedom, independence, you know, personal success, sort of the personal value to you. And whilst I said earlier on, it's not just about the money. The money does come in handy. Then think about what is the financial reward that fits into that picture. What sort of annual income would you enjoy that would ensure that you didn't have any money worries, that you were financially free? Now, people say to me after a practitioner course or a coaching course, I want to get started. How do I get started? Now, firstly, you all, unless you live very isolated lives, have an incredible network of resources already. You've got a skill set that you have developed over all your life works. No? So you've got skills that with your current job, firstly. You've got your own network. You've got things you enjoy, you know, and I'm going to talk about how others perceive you in a moment. So the first thing I'd do, if I had just come off an NLP practitioner course or coaching course, or before I went there, I would look for the foxes in my network. Well, firstly, I'd write down everybody who's in my network and everybody who knows someone, and also the people they know who I don't know. Does that make sense? So I would make a long, long list. And your network includes your family members, your current work colleagues, social colleagues, friends, people from certain societies you join, certain clubs you're in, and certain clubs you will join. If you made a list of all of these people, and from that list, made a little tree diagram from each person as to who they can connect you with, you'll find you have access to a hell of a lot of people, and a number of these people will be very influential. And because you can phone up or you can make connections through a referral, you can begin to let people know what it is you actually do. So rather than placing an advert in the local newspaper that says who you are and what you do, the first places to do is go and access or use or work with your current network. Who can they connect you with? Who do they know is influential in companies? Who do they know that's influential in their realm that they can let you go and present to? And I'll say what I mean present to in a moment. You have a work, okay? Wherever you go, it's about, if you are a coach, letting people know you are a coach and giving people an opportunity to have what I say a touch point with you. And I'll explain what that means in a moment. Okay? Does this make sense so far? Yeah? Use your network. You know, if your brother-in-law, pick up in a moment, if your brother-in-law is the MD of a large company, have a chat with your brother-in-law, you know, if you get on with him. And if you don't, it's an opportunity to start getting on with him. There will be a Q&A at the end, yeah? Because I really want to stay focused because I've got a lot of material I want to cover. Your current skills. Now, when I was in financial services, I was, if you were here last night, I apologise because I did say this last night as well, but I don't always tell this story. It's very rare I tell this story 2 nights in a row. But I went into the financial services industry totally green, okay? Previously, I'd been in manual work. The reason I got into the financial services industry is because I'd had an accident, a very bad accident, and as a consequence, I was on crutches. So now, for me, when I got into the financial services industry, I was the #1 salesperson in my first month in the company. And 4 years later, I bought that company. That's my story. I built that company and become quite well known in the stroke industry, because you know every business is, they've got this sort of their inward focus, so you become known. I was well known in the business. What was I well known for? Apart from being a good bloke. Ha ha ha. My daughter says your humour's so bad, Dad. What do you think I was well known for? Sales, selling. Yeah. Now, the funny thing about it was, I did NLP long before I learned NLP, and a lot of good communicators find this. It's like when you learn NLP, it's like, hang on, I do this, but I didn't realise that it was called bloody, 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 blah. Yeah, and a lot of natural salespeople do NLP. So, and what NLP gave me was an understanding of what I already did. And when I learned NLP, I doubled my income. And as a result, I thought I want to start an NLP-based business. And then I spent half of my time learning NLP and the other half time in the financial services industry doing what I do and servicing my clients. So in effect, NLP helped me quadruple my production or my productivity. Make sense? Now, all of a sudden, I had a product, NLP for sales, okay? Because that was my background, that was my skills, sales. I now had this new set of skills called NLP, where I could coach people to become better salespeople. And I had rapport because I knew the business. Make sense? And then I wrote a course, which has been actually copied multiple times now, purely using NLP and sales, which I then started to deliver in companies using my network. Okay? So I didn't have to go, you can, get on the phone and cold call and run marketing evenings. I didn't have to do that when I started. I used, well, I would say I was used my loaf, really. It's about looking what I've got, looking what I can leverage. Now, it's like one of the people who've just come off our courses, previously she'd worked as an education director of a local council, and she now is working, coaching teachers. The funding's getting a little tight, but coaching teachers and running NLP for teacher sessions in the local schools. Because she was the education director, she's well connected. Now, if you feel, oh God, I'm not well connected, get connected. It's a part of the business. People won't, if you're going home watching Coronation Street every evening, or EastEnders, you're not going to get connected. So, you know, you're going to go crazy, but you're not connecting. You know, get out there, get connected. There are, every evening in every town in this country, there are opportunities for you to connect with people. Standard networking meetings, but there is a gathering of every type of person you can imagine. Now, female accountants are under 30. Male accountants between 30 and 35. You know, you name it, they have a little gathering. Interestingly enough, the most interesting one I've done, presented to, I mean, I've been asked to go and present at women's meetings. You know, like, and I say, well, would you rather have a woman? I say, no. Well, you know, I happen to like going and present to women to myself, but you know, but it's, you know, these opportunities exist out there. You know, the Croydon Inventor Society. You know, believe it or not, there's a Croydon Inventor Society going in, a great group of people to go and present to. These inventors, they're all a bit eccentric, and you know, it's great fun, and you know, but they haven't hit the big time yet. But you're going out there, you're meeting people, and even if you're quote unquote unsuccessful on the evening, you'll always learn something, and that's your personal development. Make it your job to be fascinated about people. You know, if you're not fascinated about people, you're in the wrong business. You know, you've got to be fascinated about people. What it is that makes a person tick, how they live their life. Be fascinated about individuals. You know, a really, really deep fascination. And you know, as you learn NLP coach, you can become a coach on a train. You can have a conversation with somebody next to you. There's a crap day, and all of a sudden you have a chat with them, and it's kind of like, well, you know, they say, well, thanks a lot. I really enjoyed that chat with you. Now, you didn't get paid for it, but you're still developing. Make sense?